You know, hockey miracles aren't exclusive to the Olympics. One of the rarest accomplishments in the NHL postseason, a 3-0 series comeback out of more than 200 teams in league history to fall into a 3-0 series hole. Only 4 have completed the epic comeback for a series win, most recently the Kings over the Sharks in the 2014 first round. But yeah, 2% chance does not bode well for the trailing team like the Panthers tonight against the Lightning. DraftKings contributor Geoff Ulrich, whose dog killed a bird this weekend, is here for some opening faceoff. Hey, Rangers picked up a win to avoid going down 3-0 to the Hurricanes. And then there was the brawl in Edmonton last night where, Jeff, at the young age of 40 here, Mike Smith is out playing Jacob Markstrom.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, shout out to Calgary Flames, lighting the fire under Evander Kane as well. Oilers really showing something. They're a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team, but man, they really got it going over the last 20 games of the season. So that series has been everything we've thought it would be so far. A little bit of surprises, but some super back and forth play. Very excited to watch how that one plays out. Oilers definitely with the advantage. I don't know if Mike Smith can keep it up, but you're right. He has definitely outplayed Jakob Markstrom so far. And I mean, if Markstrom doesn't bounce back, like the Flames just can't keep winning shootouts with the Oilers. So we'll see.
Anything else stand out to you over the weekend in all the games?
Yeah, no, look, you mentioned the Rangers. I think the Rangers I think they're still a good play. I really do. Even down 2-0. They didn't pay off for me in the first 2 games betting them as underdogs, but I just still feel confident. You look at how those 2 games have gone, the ones they lost, could have easily gone in their direction. This is the team that came back from 3-1 against the Penguins. Sidney Crosby, a veteran-laden team. You got the Hurricanes here, you know, riding your Ranta and net. Shesterkin, still the advantage there. I think it tips back to the Rangers. I think they tie it up. I think you go bet the Rangers series line still. I'm still a believer in that team.
Okay, yeah, Rangers plus 250 right now to win the series on the DK Sportsbook. Hurricanes minus 320 there. Let's go to the games tonight. Top DFS play in either game. Who do you like?
Yeah, so let's start out with Colorado, St. Louis. I mean, I really like the value getting with Nazem Kadri. I love the second line that Colorado has put together, moving Landeskog down there. Obviously, they got Lehkonen too at the deadline, but Nazem Kadri is just a guy. He's just a cog for the Colorado Avalanche. He gets first line, power play exposure as well. You've got Ville Husso in net, who obviously, Binnington, throwing water bottles at Kadri, so he's obviously getting under the skin of the Blues. But Kadri breaking through with a couple points in the last game. I think he keeps rolling here. Like I said, really like the line distribution there for Colorado. You can obviously stack him with Landeskog. Probably going to be a little bit less around than the Colorado first line. And look, I mean, you can obviously play some Blues as well. I think that St. Louis is going to make a tight game of this, but I still, you still look at the odds here. They're still favored in Colorado's, favor. Obviously, they got the bigger implied team total on that side. I think Nazem Kadri is a great DFS play tonight for this 2-game slate. Okay,
sweet. Battle of Florida, dude. Back-to-back games here. Is this more an advantage, do you think, for the Panthers or the Lightning?
Back-to-back games. I mean, I would think that, I would think it's probably an advantage for the Lightning. I think Florida kind of needs all the space in between time and in between games right now can get just to get its head on straight. I think that with back-to-back games, it's going to be really tough for Florida from the perspective of, even if they grab a win, they're going to have to come right back on the ice. Obviously, it's a short rest as well, veteran team in Tampa Bay. So I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways this could go, but I'm looking for a close game tonight. I think one thing that I am looking for from this game is for Florida to come out quick early. And just with a lot of shots. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to convert, but I'm looking for guys like Huberdeau, Barkov. I think that the Cats here, the Panthers, actually going to be a good contrarian move in DFS. And I think you can not only play Barkov or Huberdeau, but looking at a guy like Sam Bennett, who we've seen him break out for a goal and 5 shots multiple times on the season, obviously with this big offense. So Sam Bennett at 4,500 a player. Yeah, again, he's kind of boomer bust, doesn't get you much in the assist department. Yeah, I think he went shotless in the last game, but before that he had 4 shots on goal in each of his last 2 games as well. So Bennett is a real nice boomer bust play. Again, playing the quick start from Florida here, I think is something worth doing tonight. Expecting a close game. I wouldn't be shocked if this one went to overtime either.
Okay, so do you have a favorite bet from that one too?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the overtime prop. If you are looking at the overtime prop from either of these games, it's plus 340 for the Panthers and Lightning to go to overtime. I really don't hate it. What we typically see from teams down 3-0 is they at least make a game of it in game 4. It's just like a pride thing. It's like, okay, the series is probably over. If this is our last stand, this is our last stand. Tampa Bay clearly shown they're just a class above in the playoffs so far, but playing for the Panthers to at least make it close, I don't hate that. And the other prop I don't mind from this game, Florida Panthers to score the first goal, plus 105. Again, this is still the high-powered offense that it was during the regular season. I think at the very least in the first period, you're going to see them throw more shots, come out with a concerted effort to at least put some pressure on Tampa, at least make them work for it. So I really like those two props tonight. Obviously, the first goal is a much more reliable prop than the OT, but Panthers plus 105 to score the first goal. If you're looking for a player prop, Sam Reinhart is another player I wouldn't be shocked to show up here. He's plus 120 to go over 2.5 shots on goal. He's averaged right around 3 shots on goal over the playoffs. I like that one. Reinhart, over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 120.
Well, in the other one, Geoff, like Binnington ruled out rest of the series. Are you leaning more towards Colorado because of that?
I don't think it's like the biggest loss. I mean, what did we see from St. Louis kind of in the second half of the season? They rotated goalies. Like Ville Husso, for long stretches this year, outplayed Jordan Binnington. He basically replaced Binnington as the number one goalie. I know his play down the stretch wasn't that great, and I also know that he looked kind of terrible when he was thrown into the fire against Colorado. But you've got to take that with a grain of salt. Coming off the bench cold and getting thrown into a game versus Colorado, it's just unfair. So I don't think you can judge him on that. You also look at Husso's stats over the course of the regular season. He had a much better save percentage at home, .921 save percentage in home games during the regular season. I think him being at home with that extra mental time to prepare and just knowing that, this is it. There's no one behind Ville Husso coming in to steal the game. We're riding you, kids. So I like Ville Husso's props tonight. I like him going over 31.5 saves. I think you'll see Colorado throw as many shots as him as possible. But I definitely like going over on his save prop. And I also think that you could look towards some of the Blues forwards here. They're looking a little bit undervalued in the player prop department. Vladimir Tarasenko is minus 125 just to score a point. Just a point. That's all we need. Like Tarasenko here. I mean, again, the guy was just red hot down the stretch. I think this is a very good value. So minus 125 for Tarasenko to get on the board. Again, I think the Blues make a game of it here tonight. They really need the split going back into Colorado. They do not want to be down 3-1 to this Avalanche team. So looking at Tarasenko's player prop, and again, Ville Husso to go over his save total.